Hello friends, welcome back to Yoga with Paige. Today we have a fun sequence to balance all of the chakras. Chakras are the energetic gateways that are linked to several different physical, emotional, spiritual associations. And if you want to know more about the chakras, I will link a video here. I have a little beginner's guide. But today we are focusing on flowing through these energy centers to bring about balance and harmony. So we'll start with poses that connect to our root chakra at the base of the spine and kind of work our way all the way up to the top, the crown of the head. Some of these postures might be a little intense, so use your breath. And if you are not at an advanced practitioner level, just have fun with it. Don't force anything that doesn't feel good. Challenge yourself, maybe try something new. But overall, listen to your body. You may want to grab a block or two for a few of these poses. So whenever you're ready, you can grab your mat and we can get started. We begin today sitting on the mat, soles of the feet connected, hands behind us in this easy little staff pose. We're going to take the left hand to the right knee and just find a gentle little twist. Starting to bring our awareness to our breath, connecting back to it all throughout the practice. Exhale to come to center and switch. Releasing, extending the legs for staff pose, taking the hands behind, fingers point to the hips. Reach the chest up, open through the shoulders, ground down through the fingertips. Feeling this spread through the collarbones, the opening of the shoulders. And then gently sitting up, coming into staff pose, rooting down through the sit bones, feeling supported by the earth underneath you, sitting up nice and tall, reaching up through the top of the head, and sending energy out through the heels. Taking a moment, maybe closing your eyes, going within, finding that energy that's housed inside of you, the real you, not your thoughts, not your emotions. We can gently, keeping a flat back, walk the fingers forward into a forward fold. If we need to keep the knees bent here a little bit, that's okay too. Sitting with the breath, feeling it inflate the belly. One more nice deep breath here. And then lift the chest. We're going to come up onto the feet at the top of the mat and come into a little Garland pose, Malasana squat. We can find a toe balance or we can send the heels down. Feeling rooted. Chest is lifted. And if we're in our little squat, we can place the fingertips on the mat and reach one arm above, finding a little side body stretch. Exhale to release and switch. Coming back to center, straightening the legs, turning the toes to the front, and forward fold. On your next inhale, preparing for chair pose, bending the knees, lifting the arms up high, sinking into the hips, rolling the shoulders back, active in the glutes, sucking the navel into the spine, nice and strong. 2 more breaths, maybe sinking a little deeper. And on your next exhale, straightening the legs, bringing hands to heart center. Doing a little check-in here in mountain pose. Then stepping the right foot to the back of the mat, facing the long edge, coming into a wide-legged forward fold, reaching the arms out to the sides, and then folding with a straight back. Honoring wherever we are in this yoga journey, in this journey of life. Maybe we come down onto the forearms. Always coming back to the breath when our mind wanders. Gently lifting the chest back up. Going to come into a triangle pose, so if you need your block, grab it now. Turning to the back of the mat, right foot faces the back, pivot the left at an angle. Reaching that right hand down, peeling the left up, sending the hips back. Nice beautiful lines. Grabbing maybe the ankle, the shin, wherever feels good. Deep inhale and exhale, release. We go to the front, do the other side. Sending those hips back and peeling up. Opening through the chest. And releasing. Facing the front of the mat, coming down onto the right knee, and coming into pigeon pose. Taking our time to get there, finding our little comfy spot, sending the hips down. We can start to lower the chest, opening up through the hips, noticing what comes up for you. Especially in these hip openers, we tend to store a lot of our emotions in our hips. And on your next inhale, raising back up, option to take the ankle into the hips, quadricep stretch, pulling it back. Saying hello to your foot. And gently release. Coming onto the sit bones to switch sides. We're doing a lot of moving around the energy, moving around the mat. Finding your pigeon pose here. Little wiggles, little feel good wiggles. And maybe taking a sleeping pigeon, a little resting pigeon, bringing your awareness to the hips. How tight or how open do they feel today? And lifting the chest back up. Bending the knee to grab the ankle. Breathing deep, maybe pulling it in a little bit more. And exhale, gently release. Coming back onto the sit bones, facing the side of the mat. Finding our balance here before reaching for both big toes. straightening the legs, using your core, lifting the chest up high. Your breath will help you stabilize. Maybe we open the legs a little bit. You're doing great. One more breath. And release, bending the knees, turning to face the front of the mat. Extending the right leg long, taking the left, crossing it over, finding a little twist. Maybe we hug the leg, knee into the chest. Sending yourself some love today. And exhale to face forward, taking that ankle on top of the thigh and taking a small forward fold, keeping this right foot flexed, helping to protect the knee from injuries. Releasing, extending the left leg, taking our twist on the other side. Feeling this nice wringing out of the spine, the abdominal organs. And exhale to come face forward. And slowly walk the hands toward the left foot. Always coming back to the breath, to this present moment here on the mat. Lifting the chest back up, crossing at the ankles, coming to lie on the belly, onto the forearms. Inhale, lift the chest, Sphinx pose. One big deep breath here. And exhale, release the head. We're going to take the left hand over to the right side and the right to the left, finding a little shoulder stretch, kind of lying down wherever it feels comfortable. Releasing into that left shoulder. Maybe walking the fingertips a little bit further. Letting go and gently switching sides. Gently lifting the chest, taking the arms behind the back, interlacing the fingers. Exhale to squeeze through the glutes and the legs, lifting the chest. Breathing. Releasing the hands, we can come into bow pose, taking the ankles, pressing the pelvis down into the mat, using the opposition of the feet to the hands to help lift the chest and the legs higher. Holding here, using your breath. And release everything down to the mat, pressing back, coming into child's pose. Countering all those little back bends. You finding little wiggles here. Melting the heart down. Exhale, melt the heart down, releasing tension. And pressing up into tabletop. finding our positioning first before taking a few rounds of cat and cow. Moving with the breath, rounding on the exhales, pressing away from the mat. Dropping the belly on the inhale. Mobilizing through the spine. Maybe taking a few funky rounds. Evening out. Meeting back in tabletop. Taking the right leg behind and starting slow, controlled hip rotations. Trying to isolate the hip, mobilizing, which helps with strength and flexibility. Making sure we reverse. And releasing back down, lifting the left. Gripping through the fingers. Noticing if the mind wanders, letting the thoughts pass you by, just observe them. Releasing back into tabletop, taking the left leg behind the right knee, coming back to sit on the sit bones, cow face pose. Stacking the knees. Inhale, reach the arms above the head. And exhale, drop the left behind, bending both elbows, trying to reach fingertips. Sending the hips down through the mat. We're close to the earth, we're supported. One more breath. And exhale to release. Uncrossing the legs, coming into a little bound angle before we attempt the other side. Giving yourself a little reprieve here. Just taking a moment. And gently coming into cow face pose on the other side. Maybe feeling a difference in your sides. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, right comes behind. And we try to touch fingertips. Or we can also use a yoga strap. Big breath in, fill the belly with air. And exhale, expel it all out. Releasing the hands, uncrossing the legs, and coming back into a child's pose. Taking big toes together, knees wide apart, reaching the fingertips out, steepling them, working through the shoulders. And then gliding the hands back, coming onto the knees, bringing them together. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, hands find the small of the back. Inhale, starting to send the pelvis forward. And exhale, taking a slight back bend here. Not going too far. Coming back up through center. Tucking the toes. Reaching the right hand for the ankle. Left comes overhead. We still send the pelvis forward for this little half camel. Exhale, release. Grabbing the left ankle. Coming back onto the heels, taking the crown of the head down to the mat, finding rabbit pose. Reaching the hands back. If we can grab onto the feet, just opening up through the back. Really finding space between the scapula. Exhale, release, lifting the chest, preparing for full wheel pose. So if this is not really in our practice as much, I'm going to attempt to drop back, but we can lie on our backs and press up from there as well. If you'd like to try this drop back, sit at the top of the mat, tucking the toes. Legs are hip width apart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, start to shift the pelvis forward, reach back, and then we'll be rocking. Pressing into wheel pose, positioning our feet, and then sending the front of the chest towards the front of the room to avoid compressing the lower back. We don't want to be here. We want to face out, keeping the knees together. And exhale to release, coming down onto the back. Bringing the knees into the chest. Finding a little lower back massage here. Releasing the knees, planting the feet. Palms come down to the mat. Bridge pose, feet are hip width apart. Exhale, send the hips up towards the sky. Maybe walking the feet in a little bit closer. Squeezing through the glutes. This is a great pose that energetically uses all of our chakras. This is a great balancing pose. Keep breathing. And release the hips down. We can come into shoulder stand if this is in our practice, or we can hang out here and legs up the wall, your choice. Using the hands to help steady and support yourself, the lower back. Squeezing the legs, trying to stack everything in one line. We can release with control to plow pose. Feet come over the head. Maybe we want to widen the legs a little bit. Whatever feels good. Gently rolling down onto the back. Crossing at the ankles. Sitting up. And scooting back into child's pose. This time taking the hands behind the back, forehead down, and extending the arms overhead. Pressing into the forehead, lifting the shoulders back, finding space. Gently releasing the arms. Coming into downward facing dog, walking the hands in front, pedaling out through the feet. We have an option for headstand or headstand prep. If this is in your practice or not, I encourage you to play. So walking the feet forward, coming down onto the forearms, clasping the hands together, coming onto the crown of the head, stacking the shoulder or the hips over the shoulders, gently walking the feet up and trying to lift them off. You can play with any headstand variations we like. Maybe we stay here. Maybe we're just kicking up. Wherever we are, we're honoring that journey. Keep breathing, using your focus point. And when you're ready, gently release, coming onto the knee and rolling onto the back. Hugging the knees into the chest one more time, maybe actually giving yourself a hug, sending loving thoughts to your body. What you say to yourself matters. The way you speak to and about yourself matters. And you matter. So think loving thoughts, speak kind words, and show yourself as much love as you show others. We can release the feet up into the air, finding happy baby, opening through the hips. Pressing the lower back down into the mat. Surrendering to this pose. Steadying the breath and observing it. Being okay with quiet, with sitting with yourself. One more nice breath here. And then extend the left leg down to the mat, keeping the right up in the air, nice and long, pulling the leg into the chest. And we can keep this leg extended or we can bend it for our twist. Your choice. Releasing gently. Finding what feels good to you. Gazing over the right shoulder. Coming back to center, extending the right leg, and the left comes up high. Getting one final stretch in for our practice. And then releasing into our twist. Gently rolling back through center, coming into corpse pose, reclined bound angle, choosing a little resting pose that feels good to you. And then finding stillness, letting everything melt down. Taking a quick body scan, noticing any areas of tension, and releasing. Relaxing the muscles of the face, the jaw, the forehead. Allowing the surrender to your mat. The surrender to everything that's to come, life's uncertainties, releasing expectations of the future, and just enjoying these peaceful, calm moments of your day. Gently starting to come back into the body, making any movements to wake ourselves back up from our little nap. And finding our way to one side and gently pressing up to a sitting position. Closing the eyes, taking hands to heart center. Taking one more moment of awareness to the energy that flows throughout you. Feeling balanced, harmonious, and calm. I hope you enjoyed this class, and I bid you a good rest of the day. Namaste, friends. If you enjoyed this fun little balancing flow, give this video a thumbs up. Let me know how it went for you down below. I really enjoyed this one. I hope you did too. And if you're not already subscribed, hit that button to never miss more daily free yoga classes. I will see you next time on the mat, my friends.